But yeah, for those who are familiar with the first main side challenges of this game, you might be familiar with the little chocobo with the big blue eyes. We helped this little thing out because its presence here has helped us to take on some of the most formidable opponents that the game has offered to us to this point. They were based around enemies that are focused and inspired by Final Fantasy V. Tonight, it's Final Fantasy VI's turn to have the spotlight, as we move on to the second round of Omega. So, with that in mind, greetings people of the world, Matthew back with you here at Overall Autism for our next live Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood stream as we prepare for patch 4.2's main side challenge, the 5th through 8th levels of Omega. So we're here in Rhalgar's Reach with our Warrior of Light, Corinne Loren, and we're going to prepare to take on the challenges that are awaiting us. Just to give you guys a heads up, just prior to going on the air tonight, I did have the opportunity to trial run these challenges with Mathia, so this is not blind. I will have a remembrance to some sort of what I went through this evening, and hopefully I can apply that to the challenge that we are going to be taking on. Now you might remember last time when we did this, we of course were accompanied by Cid and Nero, and of course the little chocobo known as Alpha, as well as Midgard's Somir. We were also accompanied by Biggs and Wedge, who offered to try and figure out more on Omega, and ended up getting hurt because of it, because Omega sent some random attackers after them. So, suffice it to say, we're out for revenge this evening. Hopefully, we'll be able to do just that and advance even further through Omega. So, let's get ready to do this. We need to speak with Jessie, the right-hand girl of Garland Ironworks for Cid. We'll speak with her to take on the challenge entitled Return to the Rift. Jessie greets you with a grave expression.
Corinne, I'm glad you're here. In case you haven't heard, we've observed a huge surge of anomalous energy coming from the Yon. I have a nasty feeling this means Omega's ready to go ahead with the next stage of its experiments. But Master Garland is on his way, so let's hear what he has to say.
Yes, let's indeed do that. Meanwhile, hey there, Winter and Shinny, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you with us.
Care to share your thoughts on this, Chief?
Hey there, Cid. And Nero.
Our colleagues on the ground here have reported the appearance of mysterious floating structures inside the Yon. If you recall, we were investigating a similar anomaly when Alpha and Alta Reuter made their appearance. Omega certainly knows how to get our attention. I blush to recall the eagerness with which we plunged into the abyss, ignorant of the warped gladiatorial contest that awaited us within. But what a staggering collection of opponents, plucked from pages of both history and fiction for their ability to pose a threat to Omega. And should you prevail against these interdimensional champions, what then shall be your prize? Why, a battle against the most devastating weapon this world has ever seen. How marvelous! Yeah, and Cid just shrugs it off. He says with eyes of flame, "For once I wish you were being sarcastic." He's like, whatever. He always has had that ego issue. Anyway, the energy surge. Based upon our previous experience, it seems highly probable that it is our signal to rejoin the fray. Needless to say, it is an invitation we cannot refuse. Not when the alternative is Omega unleashing its creations on Eorzea. Well, Corinne, are you ready to answer the call? Indeed we are. Leave it to me. Well, I'm afraid Biggs and Wedge won't be answering any calls just yet. They're still mending from their ambush in the control center.
Yes, of course. We'll just have to struggle on without them for the time being. Don't worry. Nero and I will see to it that you receive all the support you need. Defeat is not an option. Yeah, and of course, Alpha offers his support too.
I do believe Alpha here agrees.
Indeed he does.
Oh, that reminds me. I've got something special for you, little fellow. Come with me. Like, what? What do you have for our little chocobo friend? Yeah, it's like, what's this all about? Well, as we're about to see... Yeah, Jesse is outfitted Alpha in Garland Ironworks colors. Which I didn't even think was possible, but hey, he seems to like it. A custom-made Ironworks uniform. Oh, you do look smart, I must say. He is part of the expedition team after all, and considering the dangers lurking in that rift, it is only right that we give him some protective equipment. How very thoughtful of you, Jesse. And there I was thinking you were just sizing him up for a new range of merchandise. Unlike you, I can do two things at once. Like, what? Yeah, like, how dare you? And then we go over and say, I wish I had that uniform, or what about my protective equipment? Which I think will definitely go with the latter here. Yeah, where's my protective equipment? You are a famous hero who can afford her own gear. I'll bet you could buy a house for the cost of what you're wearing. Joking aside, I doubt even a fine uniform like ours will last long on you, but with all the fighting you get up to, we need to tailor something specific to your needs and make it out of far more durable materials. And by durable, I mean expensive. Saying that, if you were in a position to provide said materials, I'm sure our artisans will happily work day and night, all blissful smiles and sparkly eyes to make you something suitable. Fascinating though this discussion of Ironworks garment undoubtedly is, might our time not be better spent, say, travelling to the Yon? Omega awaits. Or at least we're all in agreement on that. But yeah, you can actually get the Garland Ironworks uniform through DLC in the Mog Station. That is actually something that you can get. So, we are going to head off to the Peering Stones, the closest location to the Yon. And from there, we will have at it. Okay, so, let's take a ride on my glowing horse. As Dawn prepares to arrive here on the fringes. As we make our way back towards the frightening purple pool known as the Yawn. And as you can see, Sid has a light around him, which means combat is required before we can get the opportunity to fight these 4 special bosses. Alright, Sid. How inviting. I'm ready when you are, Kryn. Say the word, and we'll take the plunge. That's not an issue here. Right then, into the Yawn we go. Oh, hey there, Midgard Somir. I am with you, mortals, along with what scant wisdom I can provide. Alright. So, back into the Abyss. So yeah, splash back down into the crazy purple pool. And when we come around... Yeah, I think we're familiar with this place. Yeah, this is Omega's domain. In fact, this is, of course, the second version of it. Because, of course, we're in a different area altogether of the domain. Known as the interdimensional rift, as it said. Well, the rift seems much as it did before. And we appear to be mercifully solid. Ah, but I do detect some changes. If I'm not mistaken, there are fewer eggs floating in the aether. Indeed there are. Which tells you how many opponents we've defeated to this point. And we might remember this freaky thing as well. Welcome, Alpha Group. Your prompt arrival is appreciated. Yeah, we look at him intensely. Omega, toward seem your experiment continued in our absence. Affirmative. Progress has been satisfactory. Approximately 50% of the test subjects have been eliminated. Just 50%. Each test world hosts an ongoing contest wherein the strong eliminate the weak. The process is certain, conclusive, inevitable. Every result matches the predicted outcome. Every result except yours. Oh, and in the meantime, do these images cause you distress? Please examine them closely. Without suitable stimulation, you may not exceed your calculated probability of success. Your survival is crucial to my study. Through you, I must continue to explore the contradiction I have discovered in your otherwise impotent kind. The ability to triumph against overwhelming odds is one which I must acquire. Foolish machine, what hast thou to show for all the years that have passed since the culmination of our war? Naught save thy continued existence. Hast thou no thought for what befalleth thy home star? Your attempts to provoke me will not succeed. I will follow my programming. Fight, win, evolve. Then I will return to blip blip. Change in programming. Error. Accurate rendering of planetary label impossible in current node of communication. Terminating exchange and returning to priority experiment. Of course. Got his eyes set on me. And Alpha too. Alterations to equipment parameters detected. Recalculating projected combat capabilities. Complete. I will now commence recording your practical performance. Proceed, Alpha Group. Overcome the obstacles in your path and reach the end of the course constructed for you. And so away he goes. It seems we have all orders. Let's cut a path through the chaff, then. Yeah. Hey, where'd you get those cards from there, Alpha? Those are some nice cards. Which means... one moment. Card, game, play... Play! You mean to play a part in proceedings this time? I'll take that as a yes. Of course that's what you meant. Well, we do have authorization to fight in this area of the rift, so I suppose there's nothing to stop you from joining us. Welcome aboard, Alpha. Even shakes his tail feathers, too. So we all ready to go? Time to take on this new challenge. The calm before the storm, as it were. Away we go. Yeah, there's no avoiding this evaluation. We've already had to go through one earlier. And actually, this one is decidedly easier. Yeah, it's got a barrier on it. We can't damage the thing. So what are we gonna do? Well, we're gonna have these cubes laying over here. And they got some rumble to them. And they're bringing out these Sigma-scape rotors for us to contend with. Thankfully, these guys are not all that bad. Alright, they're gone. And we've successfully dealt with a level checker. Yeah, child's play. It's been a poor welcome thus far. and Sid's like, stay on the task. Everyone has to warp before I can, for some reason.
Okay, off to point 2. And we've been separated from the boys. Yeah, so now we have to converge ultimately. No, of course not there, Nero. You just had to bemoan our poor welcome. Can't blame a new employee for craving a challenge. Well, even one with your worldly experience there, Nero. And as you'll see, yeah, more things keep coming. Which will make this more challenging. But not really, because this is actually not all that bad. The enemies will, for the most part, aggro on you anyway. So yeah, this really isn't all that bad. And their health isn't much of a worry either. Especially since I was at max item level prior to attempting this new patch in 4.2, or what could be considered as close to it for the time. No sign of thy companions, fight on. Which means seeing more blocks arriving. In fact, there are 6 of them. But, yeah. Alpha to the rescue. But these things are still glowing. Just waiting stuff to do, and we have now a cutscene. Thanks to Alpha's little tactic, we still have a cube and a few more burning and glowing. Right, are we ready to... Oh, apparently not. So the boys have caught back up with this. Yeah, this time the glasses are off. Fortunately for you, I came prepared for the occasion. What a perfect opportunity to field test my latest creation. Oh, and what did you create, per se? Yeah, just watch. Coming from the heavens. If you're familiar with Final Fantasy XIV's Praetorium, you know that this is the armor and mallet that Nero wielded. Behold, the Mark 18 Iron Nero, complete with a new and improved Mighty Mjolnir gunhammer. And he's gonna use it not on us. Step aside, Garland, and bear witness to the devastation. And Sid's like, whatever, just do it. Whatever gets us through these freaky burning cubes faster. But they have to show themselves first. And we're off and running. The big challenge here is trying to maintain target on the enemies and not the NPCs because there are so many of them. Oh, whoa, well, that was a crazy push. But yeah, these things are definitely all over the place. In fact, what I should be doing, and I thought about doing this during my test run, just spam AoE. Because yeah, Dragoons may not have much AoE, but we do have it. Yeah, they're all dying off, which is exactly what we're looking for. So now we get to advance. Now we got more burning cubes. They're not burning just yet, but they will be. Alpha takes out a card. Wow, look at all these level checkers. Heart of the cards for the win! Heart of the cards for the win. Yeah, just get rid of all these rotors and their friends.
Alright, past that, moving on to the next area. Yeah, I did say this is easier than what we had to deal with in the original prologue, but now we get to deal with an actual boss from Final Fantasy VI in Dataluma, who made his presence in Zozo, the town of thieves. He was the boss that you had to fight in order to get access to Terra, who at this point had transformed into her Esper form. And so it's her, or it's him rather, this freaky monk that we have to take out if we want to get ourselves a crack at the actual bosses of this Omega level 5 through 8 challenge. And so far, it's not a fair fight. Try as you might there, Dataluma, but you're not having much luck. In fact, you're out of luck completely. And victory is ours. There we go. That seems to be the end of them, and the path as well. Yeah, and unfortunately for Nero's return to his Garlean armor, yeah, he's lost his powers. As far as operational duration goes, that was pushing the limit. Still, it should suffice. Hey there, Ichigo, welcome to the stream, glad to have you with us. Yeah, take this. In between scrambling to stay out of the way of Nero's new toy, I found myself wondering about that card you used, Alpha. Care to explain? Do what you gotta do there, man. He boasteth that it is but one of many tools at his disposal. Be not deceived by his appearance. Like all of Omega's creations, Alpha was chosen for his prowess in battle. Is that a fact? Analysis complete. Yeah. Hi again, Omega. Yeah, we know you're ever watching us. Results match revised projections. At this rate of improvement, you will fail to qualify as subjects of note. Midgard Somir, your parameters are notably inferior. Oh, is that so? Meanwhile, we welcome a new viewer to the channel, Ronald McDildo. Welcome to Let's Play Nova Autism. Glad to have you with us this evening. Interesting name you got there. It's Autism is my city, like, is that the actual name of where you live? Or is that just an expression? Dost thou yet believe me the mighty worm I was in life? That incarnation perished long ago. My fate was sealed the moment I delivered my spawn unto this far-flung star. That they might be suffered to remain, I did offer up my life unto Heidelin, abiding thenceforth in spectral form, a servant to be summoned in her hour of need. Your account correlates with my records. It explains why I arrived on this planet only to find that my journey's purpose was lost. Of necessity, my priority shifted to repairs even as I searched for a new target of sufficient strength. Yet I still do not understand why you aid these creatures. Yeah, you'll never understand. It's beyond your comprehension. I think the reason plain, but mayhap 'tis not so for a soulless machine such as thee. By thee and thine was my home laid waste. The sound of thee, thy very scent, visiteth upon me a tempest of rage. I but lend these mortals what little aid I can render. Well, illogical. If your purpose is to facilitate my destruction, it would require an entity more powerful than you were at your prime. Without the means to muster such might, your presence here is meaningless. Hey Jess, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you with us. The experiment continues. Alpha Group, your next opponent awaits you within the Sigma Scape. Enter and commence the contest. Will do. So yeah, drop that down so that we can make use of it. So yeah, we got our base of operations now set up over here, so let's go ahead and speak with Neo to complete the current challenge. That should do it. Our new base of operations is up and running. Now what I'd really like to do is delve a little deeper into Omega's past, but as our dragon seems disinclined to indulge my curiosity, we had best focus on the task at hand. Let's get on with conquering the occupants of this Sigmascape, shall we? Indeed we shall, so let's go ahead and take our reward of 2,174 gil. Stand strong and unified!